you all want to join, we have chosen the Foodie Queen and Treasure Memories. So if you have these books, please grab them. If you don't, any book will be great. Grab a Rongrong group book, sticker book. I mean, she has so many. You can't go wrong with uh, any book. And then a couple of supplies that we might need. Some washi tape. Well, that one just flew, but washi tape. We have just a clip for your A5 journal, some adhesive, whether that's glue tape or permanent running tape will suffice. We have a crafter's knife and some scissors, your favorite markers, some tweezers, a ruler, and scrap paper. And if you have, I mean, this is really isn't necessary, but if you have a self-healing cutting mat, it would be good, but not necessarily needed for this project. All right. So we are going to start talking a little bit about what's journaling and memory keeping. And so first, what comes to mind when we think about journaling, right? We think about first words, capturing thoughts, feelings, and anything that you might be going through that week that you want to reflect on. Memory keeping is more storytelling, right? We want to document moments, whether that's with photos or writing about those moments. And then when we combine those, we are looking at journaling because it's an inward process, right? It's reflecting. And then when we use memory keeping is to document those moments. So we do a little bit of both. For me, that's my favorite way of journaling and memory keeping because you get a little bit of everything in your pages. Now, there's different approaches to memory keeping. You can either, I'm sorry, I'm flipping through. I should have done this earlier. You can do junk journaling. So junk journaling is very popular these days. And if you like to gather all your stuff and use it and add stickers to it and washi, that's great. It's layering, it's tags, texture, envelopes. So you get a little bit of everything with junk journaling. Then we have the photo forward pages, and that's usually a clean layout. It You're looking at building around images and captions. And then we have a hybrid, which is basically using both things to memory keep and journal about your day. And you can use stickers, pet tape, all the things that you would use, right? In a regular planner you can use for memory keeping. And for me, that's my best way. That's my favorite way of memory keeping and journaling. Uh, Practicing gratitude when you journal. This is something that I incorporate every week in my spreads and my planning spreads. And it's basically shifting your mindset, right? So we want to strengthen your emotions to be more resilient, especially with all the stuff that's happening right now in the world and on social media. And so we basically train our attention towards what's working, and it's a way to boost your mood, strengthen and build resiliency, and then it just brings clarity and perspective towards your day. So for this, what are we going to do and how are we going to do it? We're going to do two uh, different layouts, right? We're going to do an A5 and then we're going to do a discbound. The A5 is a more simple kind of using for journaling and also documenting what you're doing either during a season or throughout the week. And then for the discbound, we're going to do a 30-day gratitude um, challenge or season. And so when we bring gratitude to your everyday, right? Because this is basically how the intention behind using gratitude is to bring awareness, but to also focus on the little things that day by day um, we need, or a reminder of those simple things that make life so easy, and we tend to either forget about it or uh, not easily remember it. I use this quite often with my patients, and it's basically the three S's: small, specific, and sensory when you're going to do your gratitude list. Um, we're going to start with our A5, however. So we're going to backtrack a little bit. If everybody has a notebook, or if those who want to use their notebook can bring them out. And if you have any scrap paper, grab that out too. We're going to use it to start our plan. All right. So I rip with the white part showing. I don't know, I kind of like that textury area. And they don't have to match. They don't have to look symmetrical. For me, it's not about looking symmetrical. It's more of balancing. So if it looks a little offbeat, I kind of like that style. Once you have it on your page and you like the placement, let's find some tape. And like I said, just use your tape runner or a glue stick. And this is how we're going to build our little memory uh, keeping or journaling keeping page. For me, when I do like my A5, because it's all about the seasons, right? So some seasons we're at a place where we have more time in our planners, and some seasons we just don't have that time in our planners. And making a quick journaling page in my A5 usually works, because then I just capture those quick moments that I don't want to forget. All right, now that we have our scrap paper down, we're going to look at our pages. I like to start with boxes, because once I have my boxes down, then I can definitely decorate around. And we're going to use a combination of both. So let me put this to the side. Do we have any questions right now? Jess, we can't hear you if you're talking.
Think Justin might have some issue. We don't have a question right now. I think everybody's excited to follow along and learn
Oh,
from you.
all right. Well, I already have my boxes, and I'm going to cut this because I do want to layer some boxes. And don't be afraid to cut your stickers. Use them as you need them. And I am going to just place them on my spread like so. And for me, I mean, like putting them a little sideways with some vertical just gives it a little bit of interest. So you can do that as well. I'm going to cut this. This is going to be a little, this is why I use the self-healing mat because I don't cut very well. And so for me, using a ruler and my crafter knife or X-Acto knife just works better.
I'm gonna try this again. Marisol, could you hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Okay.
you.
Okay. I wanted to ask if do you normally start functionally for first, like memory keeping specifically?
I think in all my planning, I usually start with the functional stuff. I'm gonna have to check, but usually it's like if I start with a decoration, it's always in mind of where I'm gonna put my functional stuff first before I add any decorations. Well, for me, and I think because for me, I love decorating. I'm right. Who doesn't? If we're here, we love decorating our pages. But for me, it's more about the writing and what's going to go on the page versus the actual decoration. And I'm always very mindful of how I decorate because I want to make sure I always have enough room to write. And again, that depends on the season because you might have a season where you don't have, right, as much, you're not as busy as other times. Then I would probably decorate a lot more than I would if I were a lot busier in my planner or in my spreads. Okay, I really love these three girls here. This is like to me, I create stories behind stickers. I don't know if that's what Rongrong does when she designs, but they are out, they're having a good time. They're talking about their week and how much they're probably not enjoying work right now, but they're still going to go to work because they need, they need to pay bills. So that's the kind of stories that I put in the back of my head, but they're pretty and I want to put them on my pages. Once I have my boxes, I don't always go to the other side to decorate as of yet. I like to decorate one side, and then when I move to my next area, then I will look how I'm going to balance it versus making it look symmetrical. Okay, so let's see. Now that we have this on the page, we can add some quotes. And let's look through our book. What quotes are you guys feeling? Let me see. Okay, pizza party. We have burgers and snacks. That sounds good. It's Friday, not yet though. Do not disturb. I feel like there were, oh, let's eat. What do you guys think for the quote? Let's eat. Okay, I like that one too. I think I used that in the original one too. All right, and because this is more of memory keeping and journaling, I like to layer, so I'm gonna grab a band. This is probably like a speech bubble, but for this purposes, we're gonna call it a band. Again, just putting it a little tilted just to give it a little bit more of interest on your spread. And I do like these like word confettis or phrase confettis. I tend to use the more generic ones. So like maybe great memory or a special moment or little things matter. Let's do great memory and wonderful time because they look like they're having a wonderful time. And we're going to,
One thing I want to say is I'm very happy that you picked the Foodie Queen and the treasure memory book. I wouldn't I would never like think this book to go together. But one thing when we design this treasure memory collection is to make it more neutral, and so they go with many different styles and different type of books. So very happy that you pick one is more colorful and but it still go with the treasure. The treasure memory still go with it. So just very
yeah,
happy to see these two combine together.
they, this is definitely a very versatile book. Like you could use it with any other book. It's gonna look great, especially for all of my memory keeping people that are here. I mean, this book is a must. It has everything you want, from little accents to very functional stuff. So this is a great book to really have in your stash. I'm going to add some color over here on our side page on the spread. And we're going to add this box here. When I plan, that's another thing. Mostly and usually when I do my spreads, it's way in advance. So I don't have an idea what I'm going to use it for or what's going on that week. And so when I put boxes in, I put enough boxes, but I also leave enough white space if I need to add things to my spread. And once we're done, I'll show you a little bit of how I add things if I needed to add anything to the spread. I'm going to add a small box down here. Just to bring some of this color to this side. All right, now that we have our boxes, we can definitely decorate. We can go heavy on the decoration. And if you have questions, just let us know on the box. Okay. I like this girl. She looks like that lemonade tastes really good. So we're gonna add her here. The best part about Rongrong stickers is that they lift up very nicely, so they don't rip pages. That's my favorite part. I'm gonna tuck her behind there. And Let's add another girl down here.
Oh, it was all good. Yeah. That's cute.
Marisol,
Yes.
I I wanted to ask you another question because somebody else said that they were wondering the same thing.
Oh,
So I wanted to know how often do you feel like you're memory keeping, or is it like a part of your planner system?
I Well, during the holidays, I tend to memory keep more and journal more than when it's a kind of regular seasons or days. Um, right now we're heading into Halloween and then we have Thanksgiving and what else? Christmas, New Year's. So this is about the time where I'm very heavy into recording all the memories. But it doesn't take away because during, let's say, uh, Isabella does gymnastics and she has her me like their Christmas winter performance. It's not Christmas, it's more winter performance. Then that's something that I will memory keep about. I journal a lot when the girls do sports because I like to keep track on the things they do. And right now, Kylie is doing, what is it? Cross country. So I journal a lot about that. And now Kailani's going to try out for soccer, and they always done soccer. So I do memory keep about that. But journaling is something I do every week. I mean, gratitude is something I do every week in my planner. I always designate an area for gratitude. And I mean, because I do it so much, it's automatic. Like I don't think about it anymore. Before, when I started to plan more like a decorative planner, I would remind myself to have a gratitude list on my pages. But now it's more because I do it so much, it's more of where am I going to put my gratitude list in my planner? And I like it. It definitely does shift not only how you think about things in your mind, but all those little things that we don't think about anymore is uh I don't know, it's something, it brings me warmth when I look back at my planners and I read my gratitude list because I'm like, oh, I remember this and I know exactly why I wrote it. So it's nice to have and it's nice to see. I don't know if everybody keeps their planners. I know I do. And I love looking back at them. My girls come in here and they like looking back at my planners. And they will even they'll read when they read stuff, they'll be like, "Oh, you wrote this, Mom?" Like, and they'll remember whatever activity we do or something about that day. So it's nice, I guess, for them, for me, but also for them. All right, I'm looking here because now that I have I want some quotes for this side, but I don't like how this is here. So I want to like put a pin on it or something here. This is what I'm looking for to make it seem like they're, I don't know, pinned together. let's add another one of these here. It'll be like a cork board where you have little notes. Okay. Now from here, we're just, like I said, we're gonna balance out each other. So on this side, I'm going to grab another BAM. These are not BAM. I'm not sure what they're called, but I think they're cute. Well, this one actually looks like a flower. So I'm gonna put this one right here. And like, if anybody does memory keeping, how do you guys like to memory keep? Are you using an A5 no, journal notebook, or you using a discbound system? There's so many ways to do things nowadays, so I like seeing what other people use to keep their memories and journaling. Let's see, I'm trying to find a quote for this area here because she's writing about her day. Let's see. We'll use a small quote. I like this one a lot. We didn't realize we favorite quotes from this book. So I'm going to use it. I'm going to put it on top of here. This. Bam. Right there. And now let's add a little bit of color. And the Foodie Queen, there's a lot of color here, so you can add all the bits you like. Let's see. Okay. I might use my spread, so we host Thanksgiving every year in our home. When we lived in Washington, we had family come over, and my husband's some of his soldiers that didn't have where to go, they would come over to our home. So that was nice. And this year, since we moved, I mean, we've only been here for a year and a half now, but we're gonna host Thanksgiving again. And my husband's uncle and aunt are coming for the first time. So I will be using my spread to document that. It's nice. We don't always get to see them. So the girls are excited to have him and his wife over, and my mother-in-law is coming, and her spouse is coming, so it's going to be a nice time. I want to add some color here, and I'm looking for something because there's always leftovers and during Thanksgiving, right? I like to make sandwiches with our leftover turkey. The girls really like it. And I know there is a sandwich here. I just need to find it. If you guys are seeing it, not pointing it out. Has anybody seen it? No? Let's see.
There, right there. Oh, are you looking for a sandwich?
Yeah,
Okay, on the previous, no, go back 2 pages.
2 pages. Okay, let's see.
That one, that looks like a, well, I call it, no, go back. There, the hoagie. I call it a hoagie. Some people call it hero, sub, whatever. Next to the
Oh,
spaghetti.
the
That,
bread.
yeah. Is
Yeah.
that bread or is that a sandwich? I can't
No,
tell.
this is bread. This is bread.
Oh,
But we'll use the bread because I like bread. Who doesn't eat bread? I am looking for a sandwich. Maybe because like it's like dinner time over here, so uh you know what's gonna happen? That I'm gonna move on to the next spread and then I'm gonna find it. Right? Why does that happen when you're looking for stuff, you can't find it, and then when you're not looking for it, it just shows up. Okay, we are going to find something. We'll use this one here because there is a sandwich. Here, we'll use this one. So we'll add that there and okay. Now, usually I look at my pages and I mean, for me, it looks pretty good as it is. Now I'm just gonna add a bits and pieces and I like to title my pages. I don't know if people do that, but I certainly do. So let's see. Let me add a little bit of more things to my pages, just little accents.
So Marisol, I know you wanted me to tell you, but there's about 25 minutes left.
All right, we are going to finish here and then move on to the next one.
We can go over a little, like, I mean, as long as people, they don't mean like an hour, 40 minutes or something, I think it's fine.
Okay.
I don't want to, I
Yeah, I
think
don't want to keep.
Marisol is in the Zoom, so we don't want to rush her.
We have that. And then I like to also add arrows to my planner pages. And not because, I mean, it has anything to do with, I like how it looks. To me, it looks cute when you have like little accents like this on your pages. It just gives it another element. Here, we're gonna add, just because there's like really dark spaces, I'm gonna add these half circles around our page just to kind of spread out some of the dark colors on here. And then, of course, we'll brighten these up with a little bit of washi. And you have some washi strips in this book. So let's use, I'm gonna use this one. Here, we'll just overlap it there. Okay. Now I'm going to use our foodie book and we are going to title our page. And I think we did grateful hearts for this one. So we'll do the same thing. And I mean, however you wanna, I know this might drive some people crazy, but for me, I find it fun when I kind of scatter my letters around. It just, I don't know, gives it a really doodly look. But if that's not something that you like to do, then just go ahead and, put it on how you would want to see it. But for me, like when I kind of do these types of pages and I add a little bit of this like element, which is not, it's like they're falling on the pages, but they're not really on the page. I think that's pretty cool. So we're gonna do this here and then right behind her. And then we're gonna do hearts on the bottom, just with the less, just because it's already closer to the end of the page. They're gonna look a little bit more symmetrical or lined up. Let's see. All right, let's see. I'm looking for an R. E. S. All right. Okay. And again, I mean, most of the spread is already done. So if you want to add a little bit of more detail, you can. If you want to keep it simple, and this is good with you, you don't have to. For me, I like to add again the little accents because to me, it just makes it more doodly, makes it look more homey. And with this treasure memory book, you can achieve the doodle look very easily. So I say use it. Use your stickers. I know sometimes we tend to hoard. I know I'm one of those, but just use them. There's always stickers coming out. They're all beautiful. Oh, I do want to add some of this confetti. Let's see. We have, okay, I'm going to take this one because I know that I'm going to be using it when my family comes for Thanksgiving. So let me lift this up. I'm going to add this here and then another one. We could do great time. We can do so much fun remembering. What do you guys think?
Marisol, so Milan has a question.
Yes.
And I think she says, what is that thing called that you're using to peel the stickers? I
Oh,
think, yes, I think
tweezers,
that. Yeah.
my tweezers.
And where did you get them?
I mean, you could get these anywhere. I think these were sent in a on a sub box. I can't remember, but yeah, you could get tweezers like these crafter tweezers on Amazon or Michael's or Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, I like that they're curved like that. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So do we want the remembering or so much fun or great time? We could do, I think we'll do so much fun. All right. So this would be my spread, and I would keep it like this. I am going to trim this part of it up here, and I will trim the other side. Oh, my kiddos got home. Oh, I nipped my pages there. But that's fine. If you are going to use you're going to keep pictures or I don't know, add some other details, you can always find an envelope and do like a tip in and use that. So you can add washi tape to your tip in. And I'll show you briefly so we can get onto the gratitude list. So just grab a piece of washi tape and you can put it in whichever area works. I like to do it in the edge. You can also add it to your page. And then do that. And then you have an envelope where you can add pictures if you want to keep pictures with your spread. So this would be for the A5. We are going to move on to the gratitude list. So if you guys have your discbound pages, just grab those.
Before you do, Marisol, actually, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
So Dr. Matari Gunter, she wanted to know what is a tip-in. I know that you showed it, but just show if you can
Oh,
just show like one more time
yeah.
and maybe say what a tip-in is used for.
So a tip-in is basically to add to your spread, and I mean, it could be a journaling card, it could be a photo, it could be an envelope, anything you want to add, because this is a pretty small space, and if there's not a whole lot of room, then a tip-in is a perfect, I guess, place for you to add those little momentums into your pages.
It's like a peekaboo. Like you can add
Yeah.
pictures, you can behind it, you can add a picture in the front, and behind it you can write whatever, like journaling. And somebody also asked what would you put in the boxes that you put out on throughout the spread?
Here, okay, so for me, if I were to use my spread, I would journal. Like, for example, on Thanksgiving, I would write, my family who attended our Thanksgiving dinner, dates, important dates of anything special that happened. I would document here how I felt about it. I always ask my kids, like, when we do something, what's their favorite part of that event? And then I write what they will say. And then yeah, on the other side as well, I will write maybe, I don't know, if we did something special, like last year, I did this really big charcuterie board for the kids. They had never tried it before, and I would put like I would write about that, just making that, what we add, what did they like, what didn't they like. And I'm trying to think. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, quotes. If the kids said something funny that day that everybody laughed about, that's something that I would also write here on my pages.
And then one last question from Ruth. She would like to know, where did you get the envelope? I think she means like the tip in, like where did you get
Oh,
that?
you know what? I want to say I got these when I like really started with the memory keeping. I want to say I got these probably from Timu, and I'm not even sure if I'm saying that right. Timu. It's either Timu or Amazon. But you don't necessarily need like to use this because this is a vellum envelope. This right here is for a gift card, and I bought a bunch of these one year. I think they just sold them like in really big packs. And you can use these as well for your memory keeping because you can use this as a tip-in, or you can put it in here. You can put photos in here, or you can journal inside and like keep it private where nobody can see it. I mean, unless they open the little envelope, but other than that, it would be private. And it's another like cute element to add to your pages. All right. We are going to move on to the discbound. And like I said, I practice gratitude every week in my planner. So this is, for me, is a must. And like I said, it's something that I use because it keeps me grounded, and it just put things in perspective. If you're having a hard time, and you just need to change up a little of how you see things. This is a great way, just using a gratitude list. I'm going to start with my markers. If you have any markers that match your spread, you can use this. You can also use bullet points. There's a lot of bullet points here in the book, so you can definitely use those. So there's a lot. And we're gonna do lines for 30 days. Yes, and I grouped them, I think by 5, yeah. So we really don't need a whole lot. When practicing gratitude, it's not these long-winded sentences. It's not um, paragraphs of things. It could be as simple as, fresh coffee brewed in the morning, or, the morning sunlight coming in your bedroom. So making it simple and specific, but also adding that sensory element to your gratitude list makes it just easy to practice gratitude every day. Let's see, we're going to use this green over here on the top. Maybe I went 1, 3. Okay. Once I have my lines, again, I'm going to start on one page. I don't know why I always start with the right page. I've noticed that in my planning. I don't think that's something that I used to do before, but I've kind of found a rhythm, and I always start with my right page. And we are going to, I always like, after I have my functional stuff, I like to add a girl to my pages. Does anybody else like to add their girls first? I feel like, I mean, Rongrong girls are a must on your pages if you're gonna add anything, right? And then I want to add, because I like these washi and these arrows, so we can add some of this on the bottom. I'm going to go a little higher there. And then I should ask, does anybody else practice gratitude or list? I mean, I probably should check the chat. Yes, I feel like somebody hearted, so that's a yes. Okay, Lisa Marie. I had not opened the chat, so I couldn't see the comments, but now I can. Every day in my planner, yes. I think that's the one must after after like all the functional stuff on my pages, like having that gratitude list is a must for me. And like I said, it's nothing complicated. It could be very simple things like, I mean, when we were potty training Isabella, I practiced a lot of gratitude with that. That was my number one thing. Like, I'm so grateful that she's wanting to use, because that was hard as a mom. Um, I think another time where I felt that I practiced a lot of gratitude is during stressful times, like either at work or maybe just struggles of every day. Practicing gratitude is like it was what kept me very grounded and helped me through those like hard moments. So if you are ever going through a difficult time, just hold on to those like little moments that you journal about. And I mean, more than not, they will help you through it. All right. I'm gonna grab a BAM. I'm calling these BAMs. I'm not sure if that's their technical word. And so with my gratitude list, because I mean, maybe, and this is something I thought as I was creating the spread with gratitude list, because this is not going in my journal or, I mean, in my planner, maybe you want to document that week or write something about what was going on, an event that was happening, so you can practice your gratitude, but also document a little of your day to day. And so if you want to add, I don't know, maybe an event that you went to, then that would be like the perfect place to write it in those boxes. I'm gonna add this washi tape here because I like it. I think it's cute. I like the colors. I don't know, it's that corally and yellow. I like the coral and yellow. Yeah. I should have grabbed some, what is it? Wax paper so I can put my scraps on for when I need them because I will be grabbing that piece again. All right, now that we have this, let's add a girl. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna grab her. And I used 3 colors. Obviously, this book has a lot more than 3 colors, but they all very flow and go together. So whatever colors you like, you can use. When I was looking, right, for books, I mean, my favorite season is uh, fall season, but I wanted something different. So that's why I picked this colorful uh, book. I think I needed it more than probably this workshop. Because I don't know you guys, but sometimes I do get a little bored of just the same colors. And I like to add a variety in my planner when I look at it, because then when I go back, I can be like, oh, it's very different, right? It's not all the same. So, and Halloween spreads. I think I was over the Halloween spreads, although next week is Halloween, so I need to make my last spread. Here, we're going to add her here, and I'm going to add this right to the side there. Okay. We have most of this done. I mean, the functional stuff is done. We're gonna add a little bit of decor around the pages. And again, this is where you guys kind of gauge what you like best. If you like more, then add more. If you like less, more minimal look, then you go ahead and add what you feel is comfortable and what you feel is like pleasing to the eye. Uh, Sometimes I like a minimal look. Sometimes I like a lot of stuff on my pages. So you do what you feel is right for you, because in the end, this is your spread and you're the one that's going to write in it and you're the one that's going to enjoy it. And some people like to also, which I've always found this very interesting, and I hope to understand around it. They like to write first and then come in and decorate. That's another way. I could never do that. I need to see like where I'm gonna, um, I need to see first what's going on. Uh, Decorate and then sit down and enjoy my writing, because I feel like this part takes a lot more time than me sitting in and writing. I feel like, yeah, writing would be, it's just finding the time to write. And that's another thing. I mean, I'm not a person that is in my planner every day. I used to be able to do that, but not anymore. Not with my kids and their schedule. So sometimes yeah, I sit maybe on a Tuesday and I'm able to write out my plans out, or my gratitude list or journal. And I wish I could journal every day like I used to, but I mean, sometimes it depends on the time and my kids' schedule. And they're not as busy as they used to be, because when we lived in Washington, they were really busy. Everyone had sports, they were in different teams, different activities, and lots of fun, lots of fun. I love it. But it does take a toll on I guess you, and it did take a toll on me. So I learned that journaling would happen when I was able to sit down and get it done. Okay, so we're gonna add, I feel like we need something here. Do you guys think like a quote maybe, or some more doodly stuff? I'm gonna add this because I feel like this is cute. Maybe some hearts. We'll do that there. I know I said I was looking for something here, but I wanted to add the hearts here. Here we go. Okay, here. Okay, we're back to this area here. Uh, I know I'm hogging the book. Let me see. Okay, we could use this one, collect moments, not things. Oh, here. Do that. We'll add this right here, just above her and overlapping. There. I think that's cute. I feel like something here might be needed. Let's see. Okay, let's do this. Bam. These sparkles right here. And then we'll do the other side. I'm gonna alternate what I started here because I just don't like the side by side like pink and stuff. So we're gonna move the colors around. Then I'm gonna start with yellow. Yes, yellow. We'll do it over here. And it's the same thing. I'm gonna do 5. If you write more, obviously make your lines longer. But I tend, when I do unless I'm doing lettering, I tend to write really, I think average. And we're going to do this here. And up here, we'll add 5 more. Oh, yeah. Do. Poor thing. Probably wanting to come up here. And they're like, no, no, no. Okay, so we're gonna kind of do the same thing that we have on this side, on this other side, with the exception that we're gonna add our title up here. I like to add, I don't know, to divide it. I don't know why I do that. You don't need to do it, but I think it just gives it a little something. So let's do that and add some boxes and some girls. I'm gonna do this one. I also put my stickers in my hand if I don't have, what is it? Wax paper. But with Rongrong stickers, I don't really need wax paper, which is why I usually do this. Okay, I like her. I'm gonna add her. And I'm gonna start with, I want a green box just to put some of this green on this side. And I know it, one of these books has, there it is. So kind of the same concept where I'm just gonna tilt it a little bit just to give it a little bit of more interest. And we're gonna add her. No. I know she kind of looked crooked, but she's not gonna go on the page crooked. There. Do that, and then let's add another. I really like these film strips. I like that you could use it as a washi, or you could use it as boxes, cut them up. Like, I feel like that's the perfect sticker. And do that here. And we're gonna add this here, and we're gonna add, there's this girl that she is like taking a picture with her phone. She looks very touristy. I like her. Right. And let's put her here and add this. Now, I know we have this yellow here, and I know there is a box, another box that has that yellow, but I think I had cut it up. Yes, I did. And we're gonna do the same thing. It's gonna be a smaller box, but I'm just gonna cut around the girl. And then we are going to add, let me place her here for now. I'm gonna just grab this here and I didn't do a very good at cutting this, but we're gonna try to even it out here. Are we still good on time? Where are we, Jess? Just because
Yeah,
I
yeah,
my
no, you're good. You're good. We
okay.
are enjoying your process. You are in the zone. We're here for you, Marisol. So take the time that you need.
All right, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I'm gonna add some more stars. Oh, not there. There we go. I'm also using Rongrong's paper, so this paper stickers don't grasp onto it and rip. So check out her planner paper. Let's see, what else? What am I missing? Oh, I'm missing a quote here. Let's see. Okay. I'm gonna put here the little things matter. Just because it matches this up here, but it's also true. Little things do matter, and we don't always see that on our everyday life, but it does. It does. Let's put this here. Oh, I wanted to add that washi tape and completely forgot. Wow, I could still add a bit. There it is.
Oh, I just want to mention, like, we also have the treasure memory PET and washi box. There has a lot more washi
Oh, yes.
if you need extra. And that's actually why we created it, because people asking for more washi tips. So there's I think there's 4 washi tips, 2 PET tapes, something like that. So give you lots of them to use. If people, some of you that you don't use the boxes, or so the PT and washi box are a great alternative. If you don't use the box to write, you like just write on the journal, use sticker as a decoration, and those ones are maybe fit better versus if you like use box, then to get the sticker book. But if you don't, get the other one instead.
Yeah, if you're more decorative and just write on the paper, definitely get the washi tape. You get so much washi with the pet tape and washi box set. It's a lot. I mean, I don't think has anybody here, I guess that should be a trivia question. Has anybody here used up any of Rongrong's washi? I'd be curious. I'm still working on books, like trying to finish a book. I think that would be a great challenge. But I like to keep, I don't know, I like to keep stickers, it's like a sentimental thing. Okay. I mean, all right, we're gonna add a little bit more embellishments because these are pretty. And then we're going to letter. Again, I like to title my pages. It just, when I look back at them, it reminds me of what I was thinking when I decided to add the title. I'm just embellishing away if you guys, and I need to add a quote up here. Let's see, collect moments, treasure little. Let's see, what else do we have here that we can use? Okay, everyday moments. I think this is fitting for a gratitude list right here. Everyday moments make the best memories. So we're gonna put that here and We're gonna add this right next to it, right there. Okay. And again, if you want to add more embellishments, you can. I'm gonna title this page if I find a, let me see. I'm gonna use a Pigma Micron and I'm gonna use this Caliograph. Because I like the yellow. So we're gonna title this A Season of Gratitude, and you can have this all ready for November. If you want to use it or start now, but it's enough for 30 days. And I'm going to do a little bit of lettering here. So when I letter, I do get quiet just because I'm concentrating on the letter, also because I'm trying to spell right.
I just want to say, as you're writing, to give you a little bit of a buffer,
Thank you.
I just love your lettering and your handwriting. It is so gorgeous. It's so dreamy. I'm always like, has anyone ever seen Marisol's After the Pens? Because if you haven't, you should follow her on her social media. She's on Instagram and YouTube. I'll have her linked below or in the chat. You should follow her for tons of inspo. I love her After the Pens. They're so amazing. And if you ever teach a class, I'm your first student to sign
Yeah.
up.
We I love her handwriting too. I want to have Marisol back to teach us handwriting.
I
Oh,
agree.
thank you.
Yes, I would love that.
I would love to
And
learn.
Okay, so here I'm doing like intermediate, I don't know how to say it, but it's not a straight line. I found this to give it a lot of style to your letter. I like to go over my lettering, especially if I'm using a light color like yellow. But I feel this yellow just went perfect with this book and these two collections. So I'm not following a pattern, guys. Long lines, several dots, and that's usually what I do. I actually learned how to letter when I joined this community. I've always had really nice handwriting. I can say that. I feel like they don't teach cursive anymore anywhere. I think that's dying down even in Puerto Rico because I went to school in Puerto Rico. But even back then, I always had really nice lettering. I mean, handwriting.
you were just gifted. I just love that.
I
When
think
you're,
I
oh,
think
go ahead.
I think it's I don't know if it's because where I went to school, like my teachers were really, uh, I wouldn't say highly critical, but having nice handwriting for them to read was a must. I think we even got graded on handwriting in Puerto Rico. I wonder, like, I know, is Ruth still in the chat? Because I think Ruth studied in, okay, I'm drawing a blank, Ruth. Ruth, please tell me, did you like, because she also has really nice handwriting. So I'm wondering
We
if
had classes. We had classes for that, for handwriting and calligraphy back in elementary school in Peru. So,
that's
and
what I thought.
they will test us for that. So the ones that they had bad handwriting, of course, they didn't pass. And then my dad was very strict also with it. So then he will make me like rip my notebook and start all over again. So yeah, kind of tough love, but we learn it like that. I guess it's the Spanish way.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's a Hispanic way because my mom was very like, no, I don't understand this. And which is interesting because she was a nurse and she read doctor's notes and psychiatrist notes that have the worst handwriting. Um, and so that to me is interesting. Okay, so it probably is. I don't know if they're all right, that's pretty, I should have pushed it a little to the side, but you guys get the gist, and I'll bring it closer so you can see. It's not a straight line, but it doesn't have what can I say, a pattern either. It just, whatever I felt in the moment, that's what I did. And these are your pages. So after this, we can add them to our notebook. And I mean, we can keep embellishing it. I can keep embellishing it if you like, but for the most part, this is my spread. And this is what I would use for gratitude, at least in November.
Marisol, so like you will write your gratitude in those boxes, or are you writing your gratitude on the lines that you
I Yeah, I would write my gratitude on the lines, and I usually leave the boxes because this is not in my spread. I will leave the boxes for maybe to document more of what's going on that week. Maybe we went to some activity, and so that's something that I will write here. Like if we went to the farmer's market and we did something fun, I would write it here
Mhm.
because I will usually tend to grab things that I'm grateful for with specific events.
Mm.
I see that's why you did the 5 lines. So you did
Mm.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So there's 30 lines, a line per day, right? Is there 30 days in
Yes,
November? Yeah, that's great. Okay, I love that. A line a day to practice
align the
gratitude.
date.
I
And
see it
again,
now.
yeah, it doesn't have to be this long-winded sentence. It could be something like, um, oh my God, why am I drawing a blank right now? But it could be something like, you know,
Thankful for waking up today.
oh
Something
yeah,
like that.
waking up, or I love things that I can feel, touch, like all those sensory. So, for example, the warm sun on my face. I'm always, maybe because I lived in Washington for a really long time and I came from Puerto Rico, feeling that warm sun in California was just a reminder of that. And I write that quite often in my planner. Another thing that I will write is I don't usually have silent days or silent moments, but when I do, I am very present in that moment and I soak it all in. So I will write something like silence and listening to nature, birds, the traffic, the wind, the whoosh sounds. So very simple and specific, but always tapping into those sensories. We have any other?
That That is an excellent tip. I never really thought of it that way, so I will definitely keep that in mind because that is like my main form of planning is memory keeping. So this was so cool to see your process. Everyone's memory keeping process is a little different. Actually, it's probably one of the most wide variety of memories because they're so deeply personal to yourself. So everyone's spreads looks different. And I love that you use two different mediums as well. You used a disc bound as well as a journal. So that is amazing. Mary Jane did want you to show your journal again so that she could take a picture. Just show it like as close as you can.
Absolutely. Do you want the tip in? Because I can remove the tip in for you. Was that a yes or no?
Let's just do without the tip in for right now.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that. And I will bring it up close. Ooh, maybe not that close.
Love it. Mary Jane said no and yes. Okay, so maybe
Right, and then we have that, yeah. So if you are right now in a season where you can do an everyday, definitely try the season of gratitude. If it's busy for you and you need something more simple to document, try this layout. I'm really enjoying this layout more than I have in the past. And I think it's because now that we've settled down here in California, the kids are getting into their routines. We're starting to get real busy. So for me to journal about those little things and make sure that I'm documenting everything, this would be my go-to layout.
Yeah. And just one thing to add in is that, like, if you have trouble, like, come up what to write for gratitude, we also have prompts that can guide you. It's like guided gratitude journal. We will share with you in our Facebook group. If you haven't joined, you can join that group. We often share like uh, freebies and competition in the Facebook group. So in November, we'll share a guided gratitude journal. You can use those questions or prompts to guide you right in your journal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know when I started here, I started with a lot of guided journals. I think for me, it was easy to kind of follow somebody else's guideline. And then from there, I started practicing what I would tell my patients to practice, which is it's interesting because up until that moment, I didn't think about that, but like positive affirmations, how to change negative thoughts to positive thoughts, how to recognize those negative thoughts when they're, being invasive and intrusive. And I started implementing a lot of those things in my planner journey and in my routine, and it's made a whole lot of difference.
Yeah.
I totally agree. So if anyone has any questions, we are officially now in the live Q&A section. So if you want, you can, if you're too shy, you could still ask your question in the chat. But if you would like to unmute yourself, maybe try raising your hand first. And the way you do that, there's like a little heart button and you tap that and there's a raise your hand function. It literally says raise your hand and it looks like this. So you can raise your hand and then you can unmute yourself to ask any questions. Thank you for the hearts and the emojis, Lisa Marie and Vicky. So yeah, if you have any questions, now is the time to ask them, or you don't even have to ask any questions. You can just simply make a statement, whatever you feel like saying.
Have a couple things. One, I'm kind of old and I've been journaling. We call it a diary in my day, but forever, probably a good 50, 60 years worth. But I never had so much fun when I learned this journaling. I've only been doing this for almost 2 years now. I have more fun. I didn't know why people wanted to use stickers. That was so childish. I have tons of stickers. So that was that. And then, do you think we'll see any more of the Gilmore Girl stickers? Are you familiar with them?
Yeah, we actually, so last year we have a fall sticker book autumn charm. That was mainly inspired by the Gilmore Girl, but we sold out. So every year we have different collections. So that was last year. But we may bring it back. So yeah, so definitely stay tuned for more. So I think Marisol is showing this is the last year is a
Uh-huh.
country charm or autumn charm.
Yeah.
Autumn
I
Charm.
was yeah.
It's a beautiful book, Vicky. Yes, I see.
It's sold out quickly, so but next year we might bring it back. Thank
Yes. Okay, thanks. I'll have to spend
you.
money, so I'll be available with money when it happens.
Awesome. Thank you,
Thank you,
Vicky.
Vicky.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're wanting to make any suggestions, Rongrong is always, her DMs are always open. She's always asking for feedback
Yeah.
and she listens. She listens. So send her a DM with any of your suggestions. She
Yeah.
loves it.
A lot
Yeah.
of our collection that we created right now is from the feedbacks and all the customers reviews, stuff like that. So
I'd like to see more older. I'm 79, but I still do yard work. I go to the gym. I
nice.
probably act like I'm 40 or 50. And lots of us in my generation are that way. So I want to see lots of stickers and not just with gray hair and sweaters and knitting, because we're active people.
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Vicky.
I'll share here. So when I was saying I added it to my spread, it's usually here on the side. And like I said, very, I guess, not a whole lot of big words or sentences. This week, I was really grateful for slow days, having exactly what I need, sunny days, sunshine, ice cream, good series, paid bills, clean home. I mean, it's like I think relief and I guess not stressing. I have some more. I have another one that this is one of my favorite spreads, and my son got into it. I still love it, but it makes me sad.
Oh,
I was writing, yep, I was writing in my journal, I mean, in my planner, and I had it out, and he got into it, and this was all Uriah. And I wrote here Uriah's marks, because I mean, sometimes it just has to be. And I think I was doing, which I'm going to do a junk journaling page on that. Isabella did oh my gosh, she got into my inks. One day I was doing a little project here. And even that, I took pictures and for myself. And then I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to post this. And everybody thought it was cute and funny. And even people suggested that what was it? That I should have left her footprints and her hand marks on my rug and on my chair, but it looked like a crime scene.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I think that's funny. This is another one.
so
The
pretty.
kids,
The
I
teacher.
know this is beautiful. The kids started back in school, and my gratitude list was surrounded school things, like all the things I'm so grateful for.
Mhm.
Um, when the start of class. I'm trying to see if there is.
Super awesome. Is this like a vertical or what layout is this?
Yeah, this is a big vertical. I like to write a lot. Again, for me, it's about the writing. So I write a lot, and I like the big
Big
vertical.
one. Yeah.
Mhm. And this is more towards Halloween. We have a couple events um, during the Halloween, like right now, tomorrow. There's a trunk and treat, so I'll journal about the trunk and treats. Um, We have, what else do we have? Oh, I'm volunteering in my son's daycare to pass out candy, and I'll be dressing up, of course. And so that's something that I'll use this to journal. Also, this year, we're not doing a family theme, but usually I do family themes and we all dress up together. So I like to I like to take a lot of pictures and I like to keep them in my memory bank because I will put them in my planner once I get, or in my journal once I get like settled in. So yeah, so these are some
Oh,
more examples.
love. What do you do with the red thing? Is that a ink?
Oh, this is ink. This is
Ah,
a lot of different inks, and I just put it in the background because I thought it went so well with
yeah.
with
Dark
this
heart.
theme, the dark hearts.
Yeah.